Hey, this is Mark Henry, author of Dancing with Energy, Healing, Magic, and Mysticism, here to talk to you more about the occult and the paranormal. Well, today I'm going to be talking about attunements. So the title of this video is Attunements in Spiritual Work. So what is an attunement? If you have happened to buy my book, Dancing with Energy, or a Reiki practitioner, then you might be familiar with the concept of attunements. An attunement is sometimes called an empowerment. It is basically a spiritual initiation that restructures your aura and your energy field to carry a certain power or vibration. Now, traditionally, it comes from Eastern mystical traditions, and most popularly it is known in Reiki circles. It is, and that's when I say Reiki, it's the original the Japanese Yushi system of natural healing, and then from the Reiki offshoots from there. Now, traditionally, what happens is that a Reiki teacher passes the attunement, does the energy work necessary to make that happen in a student's energy field and their chakras and everything, in order for them to be able to channel the Reiki energy for healing purposes and other things. Now, attunement is also, if you're not familiar, is a relatively permanent thing. I like to think of it's almost like a spiritual tattoo. If left alone, it will be there to your dying breath and maybe beyond. It is possible to remove attunements for Reiki, but if left alone, it would be there with you for the rest of your life. It's kind of like the gift that keeps on giving, right? So, so to kind of give you an example of how this might work, because I've taught a lot of Reiki classes. So someone might come to my house, they sit down, I give them coffee and snacks, and we start the class, and I teach them the theory and the tradition of Reiki, the history. And then, and this is for Reiki 1, and then they sit in a chair, we bow to each other, they close their eyes, I come to the back of them, and I start the process, and I do things to their energy field, I send energy into them, and attune their hands, their feet, and all different parts of them, so they can kind of carry that energy of the Reiki. And when they're done, that's it. They get up, they ground themselves, and we test them out. And that's basically it. When you get to level 3 of Reiki, then you learn that process of how to go about doing that. But that essentially is what an attunement is in that context. And what the interesting thing is that although I gave the example of being face-to-face with people, I do like that personalized touch where they're sitting in front of me and we can talk and I can answer questions and go over things, test the attunement and all of that. However, that is like the deluxe edition. So you can also pass attunements over distances, because let's face it, you can't always be with your teacher face-to-face in order to learn Reiki or to do an attunement face-to-face. So attunements can be done over long distances, and there's a certain process for that. However, just to kind of expand this whole thing a little bit, is that you can do an attunement to not only Reiki, but you can do an attunement and receive an attunement to things like stones, like rose quartz or amethyst or moonstone or anything like that. And you call upon it, and then you can channel it, you can feel it. And I've done this many times. For let's say that you feel like that you're kind of closed off and you want to feel more love, more openness. Rose quartz might be the thing to work with. with that attunement. And you don't have to carry the rock around if you don't want to. You can just kind of like, you can just kind of call upon it, and it'll be there for you. But all stones aside, I think one of the interesting things about this is that you not only can do attunements to Reiki, to stones, but to other beings. You can you can receive an attunement to angels. You can receive an attunement to demons. At one point, I discovered a process for this, and I've been doing it. I've been doing it with friends and testing it over the years, and it is a real thing. In fact, I'm going to be offering that to those people on my channel who want that. I'm starting to make preparations. I'm planning on doing that, so I will let you know when that becomes a thing, and you'll be invited to participate in that. So stay tuned. It's coming. I'm really excited about it. One of the last things I want to say is I am on Patreon. I'm going to put a video that anybody who sees and hears me right now can watch. It's going to be a public video. I just felt like doing something fun. So right now, in case you are unaware, we have Hurricane Ida in the Gulf heading straight for the middle of Louisiana. So it's making a beeline straight to me. So the video is going to be about, from an insider's point of view, what goes into hurricane preparations. And I talk a little bit about hurricanes and the consequences and what happens when they hit and how it affects people, and some of the things that we do that's become commonplace to try to hedge our bets and get through it the best we can. So I'm going to put that on Patreon. There's going to be a link in the description for anybody to see. And that is about it. Thank you. Please like and comment if you have anything that you want to say or questions that you have. Let me know. I'd be happy to read them. All right. On that note, I will see you in a future video. Take care.